Hey everyone, this is Ross, and today I'm doing a video on the 33 gallon, just because in the last video a lot of people were asking questions about what type of plants I've got in here, what fish I'm going to be getting, where are the fish at the minute, and what fertilizers am I using on this new tank. So first of all, I'll talk about the plants I've got in here. Almost all of the plants in here are brand new, and I'll explain why in a minute. So over here I've just got some regular jungle vallisneria, and I'm hoping that this will spread out and make quite a dense jungle of it over here. I've heard this grows quite fast, so I'm going to give it a try. In the back here behind this wood I've got some type of hygrophila or hygrophila. I'm not sure of the exact species, but I can get the name of it for the next video. I had this in the old 15 gallon and it grew quite well and looks quite attractive. It also fills out quite a lot of space. I just had a lot of space here on the back, so I decided to get a nice bushy plant, and I think it just looks absolutely great. I've still got a few stems of this from the old tank, so I'll be putting that in sometime in the next few weeks. The reasons why I haven't put it in right away is just because it's in with the fish from the 15 gallon. The fish are just down here. This is all 15 gallons of the old tank, and the fish are perfectly safe in here. They've got an air stone on, they've got a heater, and I'm taking about 10% of the water out every 4 days, so they should be absolutely fine. That right there is the piece of hygrophila that I think is actually the same species as those in the back. So I really like it. It's really nice. But I'm just keeping it in there just to keep the fish happy and stop them from getting too stressed. I'm planning on putting in the first 2 fish into this tank, 2 or 3, on Thursday or Friday. I'm going to be putting in Cory catfish just because they're the hardiest fish I've got. My fish aren't really hardy anyways. Cardinal tetras are quite weak. Otto catfish are quite weak. So Cory catfish are really the strongest fish I've got. So I'll be putting 2 or 3 Cory cats in on Thursday or Friday. This plant down here is some type of cryptocoryne. I forgot the name, but I can get that for you for the next video. That looks really nice. Nice red stems, bright green leaves. And these 2 cryptocorynes with slightly darker coloured leaves are cryptocoryne went-eye. I've had this plant before and I quite like it. The tank's been set up I think 3 or 4 days now, and the crypts and the jungle fowl haven't melted yet, so that's quite a good sign. So fingers crossed about that. That's just jungle val in the back there. I didn't realise that would be under the heater when I was actually aquascaping the tank. So in the next couple of days I'll bring that out from under the filter. Down here by the driftwood I've just got some Pogostamen hellfairy. Some people like to call it Pogostamen hellfairy. I actually had this in the old 15 gallon for quite some time. It's a really great plant. It spreads out nicely and makes a nice carpet. It's got crinkled leaves and I just absolutely love it. The reason why I got rid of it in the old tank is because I was saving up money for the lights, and this was the only plant of any value, so I had to sell it. I really regret selling this plant because it's very attractive. So I've just got that planted around the base of the wood there, and hopefully that makes a carpet in the next few months. These rocks I just found myself. They're fine to use in fish tanks because I used them in the 15 gallon for a few months, and I used them in the fighting fish tank for quite a while, so they're absolutely fine to use. This one's a little bit red. I think that suggests it's got iron in. I'm guessing that's iron oxide. But yeah, it's absolutely fine in fish tanks because I've had it in fish tanks for quite a while. I've got 2 Anubias plants, Anubias barteri, on this bogwood. They're just out the 15 gallon, and in the 15 gallon they actually had quite a lot of algae on them. and you can see just how well they've improved, especially that leaf there, that's brand new, and it's just looking really healthy. I'm glad how that's recovered. This narrow leaf Java fern was out of the old fighting fish tank, the Biobe aquarium, if any of you can remember that. So they're the only two types of plants from my tanks. All the rest I've bought. I'm planning on getting some Rica fluitans or Rica fluitians for these stones, and I'll be doing a video of that soon. The fish I'm planning on getting in here, I'm going to keep all my current fish, the cardinal tetras, the cory cats, the amano shrimp, they're all going in here, and I'm planning on getting about 10 rummy nose tetra and maybe another type of cory catfish, but I'll see about that. For fertilization in this tank, I'm using Seachem Flourish root tabs in a sand substrate. I'm not sure what type of sand this is, but it's quite dark. It looks quite light on the camera, but it's actually like a kind of beige or brown colour. It's quite natural actually, and hopefully that will allow for the plants to spread out easily. To keep this sand bed aerated, I'm going to once a week just stick a plastic fork in it and turn it all over, and I'm hoping that the cory cats keep the top of it turned over, so that'll prevent algae growth. I'm planning on getting 5 more cory catfish, possibly sturbays, so I'll have 10 cories in here. I might be getting rid of the amano shrimp and replacing them with otto catfish, just because I think they're better algae eaters. So yeah, I might be also getting some apistogrammas. I'm not sure on the species. A lot of people commented in the last video on this piece of bogwood. It's actually 2 pieces of bogwood. The piece on the right here is from the old Biobe aquarium, and the piece on the left is quite new. Just the other week I was messing around with different ways to put bogwood together, and this way it kind of looks like a tree stump. So I bought some aquarium safe siliconed it together, and I think it looks quite natural, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I'm also dosing some liquid carbon. I bought this from Aqua Essentials, and I was recommended this by M. Bezic. It actually reduces algae for short periods of time, and a few videos ago I said this was kind of a replacement for CO2 injection. Someone commented on that video saying it wasn't a replacement, so I did some research and found out that it's only 25% as effective as injecting CO2. But that's good enough for me, and I'm happy with that. It's just the yeast system of CO2 kind of changes CO2 output with temperature. So if my room is really warm one day, the yeast solution would actually give out more CO2, and if it was a cold day, the solution wouldn't produce as much CO2. So I'd have CO2 fluctuations, and that would possibly cause algae. So with this aqua carbon, I'm dosing a quarter dose once a day, and hopefully that should keep the carbon levels quite constant, so I shouldn't have any algae issues with that. I'll just show you the Seachem Flourish tabs in the back there. I've heard they're really good, so I'm giving them a try. And Pogostamen helferi, I've heard really likes fertilization. I've also got this liquid fertilizer which I might be using, I'll see. But I'm just taking it slow. I'm doing quarter doses, and I'm also dosing Nutrifin cycle, so hopefully that should cycle the tank until Friday. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say for this tank. I built the stand myself, took longer than I thought, but it holds a tank anyways. And over here I've got the stick insects and some drawers, just because someone was asking. Alright, so thanks a lot for watching. If you liked the video, I'd really appreciate a comment and a like. Bye.